In today's news, 32 athletes selected to represent the BVI at the CARIFTA Games, biggest ever team. And BVI women's team suffers 21-0 defeat against Haiti. FA's president questions group placement. And cost of living can impact child abuse. A new Mr. and Miss HLSCC addressed the public in first appearance. But these are more stories when 284 News return.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Well, welcome everyone. It's Monday, April 11th, 2022. I'm Kamal Haynes, coming to you live from the beautiful British Virgin Islands. Well, a happy Monday to one and all, and thank you so much for joining us. While we start today's newscast on the subject of sports, well, some 32 athletes have been selected to represent the BVI in the upcoming 49th CARIFTA Games, which is set for this Saturday in Kingston, Jamaica. Well, the 32-member team represents the largest ever team sent to the CARIFTA Games from the BVI and consists of 17 females and 15 males. Well, in the under-17 girls, there are Savannah Joseph, Adeja Hodge, Dekaya Thomas, Carlia Martin, Jaquila Martin, Asia McMaster, and Venetia John. The under-20 girls are Pelisa Caesar, Kaelia Liberd, Kenyatta Great, Akisa Aristi, Amir Todman, Akila McMaster, Jardine Thomas, Dia Monet Thomas, Jativia Williams, and Ashley Penn. Meanwhile, representing the males in the under-17 categories are Johari Lacey, Jonathan Lynch, Jaden Jackson, Gabrielle Klein, and Dimitri Varlak. In the under-20 categories, there are Orlando Douglas, Jalil Kroll, Jelani Kroll, Mikhail Klatson, Wanya Bell, Jamari Duhani, Andrew Smickle, Kaiba Dawson, Jashani Farrington, and Micaiah Crab. Well, speaking during the announcement ceremony last Friday, President of the BVI Athletics Association, Steve Augustine, spoke on the historic feat, with the territory sending a record number to the CARIFTA Games.
Well, this is indeed the biggest team we've ever taken to the CARIFTA Games. And it seems like whenever I come to this podium to speak about going to the CARIFTA Games, I'm saying that this is the biggest team because we've continually done that over the past, I don't know, maybe Coach Stadman could help me, maybe 4 or 5 years, we've continually increased those numbers, maybe even longer, I would say. And I think that's a testament to your hard work, because the truth is, each of you are truly deserving of being on this team. Now I know, as the minister rightfully said, there will be, I think the term he used was naysayers, there will be some naysayers. But the truth is, and I repeated it the last time I stood before the 2019 CARIFTA team, the truth is, I believe in a process known as talent identification and talent development. I spoke lengthily about it back in 2019, and if I have to, I will again, because I'm going to stand by you, with you, and for you.
Well, President Augustine also said that he is totally confident that the athletes will return from the Games even more inspired to tackle their respective athletic goals.
Talent identification is a simple process where a coach or someone with a coach's eyes has the ability to identify talent, which you all have. But there's also a process called development, which is part of the reason some of you guys are on the team, because as coaches and as an executive, we sat back and we looked at your progression throughout the calendar year. And some of you guys are closer than others. Some of you guys are definitely there. And some of you guys, in my, or I should say, the executive's honest position is that you just need the chance to go out there and see what regional competition is truly about. For some of you, I guarantee you, and I put my neck on the guillotine for it, I guarantee you, you will come back more motivated, you will come back with the intention of working harder, and you will come back with a totally different mindset.
Well, meanwhile, Deputy Premier and Minister for Sport, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, also spoke during the ceremony. Well, he said he believes athletics is on the rise in the Virgin Islands.
Athletics is on the up and up in the Virgin Islands. Despite the naysayers, I would say, this is the best we've ever had in terms of athletics ever. And it has nothing to do with any one person. It has to do with years, decades of work by our persons who have been laboring in the vineyard as it pertains to sports. It has to do with the Ray O'Neills and the Dean Greenaways and the Dag Samuels, God rest his soul, and the coach Winston Potter. And it has to do with the Athletics Association. It has to do with the Recreation Trust. It has to do with the Youth Affairs and Sports and the Olympic Committee. It has to do with the parents. It has to do with the trainers and the coaches. We've all been working together to ensure that athletics moves forward. And of course, there will always be areas which need improvement. You know, you're going to find that all over the world. And certainly we have to make improvements to gain our greatest potential.
Well, viewers, the games will commence from Easter Friday, which is this April 16th, and run until Easter Monday, which is April 18th. Well, viewers, moving on to our next story, where the British Virgin Islands women's national football team suffered a 21-goal defeat by Haiti in the CONCACAF Women's World Cup qualifiers on Saturday, April 9th. While playing at the A.O. Shirley Recreation Ground in Rotown, Haiti, which is presently ranked 61st in the world and 7th in the region, saw at least at least 5 of their players scoring 3 goals or more respectively. While Melchi Domornay, Rose Lerd Borgala, and Roselaine Elosant and McLean St. Flates all scored hat-tricks of the goals, while Bathsheba Louis netted 5 on the night. While Brittany Peters was the lone star for the BVI team in front of the net. Take a look at the highlights.
For Louis, and now to the end line again. St. Felix puts it in. Trying to spread the scoring around, maybe Etienne, who already has a goal. It's saved. Eloise Sant won't miss from there. And Eloise Sant has a hat trick, but she took some punishment and she went to the ground. And you hope she's okay. Which is coming up on Tuesday. We'll decide who goes on to the CONCACAF W Championship this summer. Here's St. Felix again. St. Felix won't miss this time. Haiti have 18. Another chance. Eloise Sant puts it in the middle. St. Felix scores. Haiti have 19 goals. It's the second for St. Felix. She has a brace. Judy comes into the middle for St. Felix. The return, and it's saved. The follow-up is in. Haiti have 20.
He's coming forward. That's the number 20.
Sheba Louis with the service. The diving header is down and in. Mickerline St. Felix, another hat trick. Haiti have scored 21 goals. And that is the final whistle. It ends here in the British Virgin Islands, and it was a procession of goals for Haiti. They scored 21, and they get the full 3 points. There was no doubt about it on this day.
Well, following the match, I spoke with the president of the BVI Football Association, Mr. Andy Bickerton. Well, he said despite the heavy loss, the young BVI team will use the experience gained to assist with their continued development in the sport. Well, Bickerton also questioned the BVI's group placement, as they are placed in Group E against other teams such as Cuba, Honduras, and Barbados.
I mean, the girls are playing against professional footballers from France and the USA and Canada. So they're called Haiti, but they play all over the world. So, you know, we're playing like 6 or 7 girls from high school. So a good learning experience for them. I mean, from the FA's point of view, we're really, really happy with the fact that they tried very hard and worked right to the very end of the game. And watching them come off, I can see that they're exhausted, and we can't ask any more than that. So we're very proud of them.
Okay. And also, too, I mean, obviously, we have to speak about the result. It's 21-0. Wednesday game, they would have lost 5-0 against St. Vincent. This performance... 5-1. 5-1, sorry, against St. Vincent. This performance, a little bit more skewed. Speak about that as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, Haiti are number 7 in CONCACAF. So they play against teams like the United States and Canada and Costa Rica. They play against all the big teams. I mean, from our point of view, we cannot understand how CONCACAF stroke FIFA could put us into a group with teams like Haiti and Cuba, much bigger countries, much more advanced in football. So it's a real good question to ask them, what on earth are we doing playing against Haiti?
Well, 284 News also caught up with the Deputy Premier and Minister for Sports, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley. Well, he said the territory's ability to host an international game speaks to the tremendous strides that the BVI Football Association has been making on a developmental level.
Yeah, well, it's a tremendous step for the BVI, and I want to congratulate the team first of all. I want to congratulate their coaches. I want to congratulate the whole FA and Mr. Andy Bickerton for the tremendous strides we've been taking in football in the territory. They have a program, they put it in place, they've been executing, and we've been steadily seeing improvements. Of course, no one will be pleased with a result of 21-0, but Haiti is a very strong team, and we're certainly not on their level as yet. But being able to face them in a match, we would basically see what international competition is really like. And sometimes you have to lose in order to win. Sometimes you have to go through this type of experience so you really know what's required to be able to make it on the international stage. So I think the experience is good, and we'll use it to motivate us to improve as a territory.
And that was going to be my next question. Does this motivate to pump more monies into sporting disciplines such as football, for example?
Absolutely. I think the FA does a good job of sourcing funding. Of course, FIFA is one of the more generous federations around the world as it pertains to giving money. They have gifted us with millions of dollars for the stadium that we're doing in Greenland and for our programs here. But of course, there's always a need on the local level to put more funding into football, and not just football, other sports like cricket, basketball, softball, track and field. So of course, one of my goals is to see if I can create a more sustainable source of funding as opposed to just relying on the budgeting process every year.
Well, also present at the game was Governor His Excellency John Rankin. Well, he said the BVI team fought with spirit.
First of all, it's great to see being able to play a game like this. You know, a qualifier, international competition, a team coming from overseas to play here, and a good crowd watching the game. Secondly, you know, I played soccer as a kid. I always enjoy watching a game, and it was hard work. You know, you're talking about the BVI population of 30,000 against Haiti, 10.5 million, so it was always going to be a tough game. But the girls worked really hard. They fought every minute. They fought the game. So, you know, tough lessons, but they gain experience from this. They fought with spirit, and so, you know, it was a good game to watch, and I congratulate them all for taking part.
But meanwhile, in the other games, Mexico remained in first place in Group A after an 11-0 win over Anguilla, while Costa Rica got a massive performance from star forward Raquel Rodriguez, who also had a hat-trick to power the Ticas to a 4-0 win against Curacao in Group B. Well, in Group C, first place Jamaica also enjoyed a high-scoring day in their 9-0 triumph over Cayman Islands, while in Group C, Laurie Batista was the hero on the day for Panama with a hat-trick to help her side march past Aruba 9-0. Well, Group F saw Trinidad and Tobago taking the lead after posting a 13-0 win versus Turks and Caicos. Well, viewers, up next, cost of living can impact child abuse. And new Mr. and Miss HLSCC address the public in their first appearance. Well, these and more stories when 284 News return.
Yo, everything good there?
Aye. This thing got me one way, daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home. Keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, as part of Child Abuse Awareness Month, social workers and supervisor for Family and Children Protective Services, Laurel Freeman, noted that the cost of living relative to household income can impact the likelihood of child abuse in the BVI. Take a look.
And what would you say are some of the factors that would contribute to making these children a little bit more vulnerable to sexual abuse?
Poverty. Poverty is one. Lack of parenting skills. The socioeconomic environment of the family. Single parent households. And I say poverty because we sometimes bury our heads in the sand that we have families within our community who cannot purchase groceries, who cannot pay their rent, who cannot pay their electricity bills, etc. And that is not because they're not working or lazy, but our minimum wage is $6 per hour. Some persons get that, some get more. But the rent in comparison to the wage, you know, the income and the expenses, some persons are always in a deficit. So those issues tend to lend to what happens, you know, it trickles down to what happens with our children. So I would say some of those issues.
Well, the noting of this casual relationship can be contrasted against recent comments made by Minister for Natural Resources, Labor and Immigration, Honorable Vincent Wheatley, who recently addressed minimum wage by asserting that businesses would not like him very much if he were to raise the minimum wage in the BVI at this time.
I think there was a study done around 2014 that said it should be revised in 5 years. It should have been 2019. But then up came the hurricanes and the pandemic and COI. I don't think businesses would like me right now if I decide to hike minimum wage. The employees might like it. It's something we have to discuss. I have intentionally put it off until we get a little more settled with the oil economy. So it's not a simpler thing to say, I just raise minimum wage. I say some persons might like it, but you don't want to further complicate what's already a very difficult time, and not just on the BVI, throughout the entire world.
Well, moving on, viewers, where the newly crowned Mr. and Miss HLSCC, Jadon George and Crystal Mitchell, sat down with 284 Media's Warren Grant in their first ever appearance, where they addressed the public and spoke on initiatives that they look forward to presenting during their reign. Take a look.
Well, for me, for us, because definitely I want Jaden working alongside me as my king. So with mental health, I'm hoping to be able to create some outlets for our younger people, especially those enrolled in HLSCC, with college, mentally it can drain you. And so I know there's a lot of people that are interested in the creative arts. So I want to be able to work alongside the president, Ms. Hodge, and whoever else I can get involved to create some creative outlets for them to be able to express themselves how they see fit. And for Jaden, I hope to work alongside him with everything else that he has planned.
Jaden?
For me, what I want to take away is experience. I want to gain a lot of new experience different things. For my reign, what I would really love to do is speak with the president and what's not, and talk to them about hosting different fundraisers, and the money we gain from that, if we can use it towards persons who can't afford college. I still have to work out the logistics in terms of if we would be paying in full, half, and stuff like that. But it's an idea that I really would like to enforce.
Well, the duo also spoke about the level of preparation and hard work it took, which led to their success in the pageant.
It was very tiring, long nights, and just to say it actually, all the hard work paid off.
Beautiful. And yourself, Crystal?
I would say the same. A lot of long nights, sacrificing, you know, a lot of tiring nights. My chaperone, she was very strict with me, so.
Understood.
Yeah,
well, you guys have
tedious.
been both successful. Tell me the segments that you each won, beginning with you, Crystal.
I won Best Business Attire, Best Talent, Best Ambassadorial Presentation, Miss Intellect, Miss Congeniality, Best Evening Wear, and I think that's about it.
Okay, Jaden?
I won Mr. Photogenic.
Oh yes, I
won Best Introduction Speech, Best Ambassadorial Speech, Best Business Wear, Best Talent, Best Evening Wear, and Mr. Intellect.
Well, viewers, up next, the VI Softball and Baseball Association announced new initiatives. While we get to this story, when 284 News return.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, you enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
you're the man. I've been looking for this for weeks.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, the VA Softball and Baseball Association has embarked on a number of initiatives geared towards strengthening the organization. Where recently, President of the VA Softball and Baseball Association, Ronnie Skelton, sat down with 284 Media's Ron Grant. Take a listen.
We did move back the date. Initially, the opening day for the league was going to be April 30th, and then we found out from the family that Shino's funeral will also be on the 30th. So we've pushed that back, and we will be opening the league on May 1st. We had a meeting with the association 2 nights ago, and I was really excited. We have 6 male teams. And some of them are new teams. We have a team coming out of Virgin Gorda, and we have a new team called the Riders, and we have 4 female teams who will be participating. So 10 total teams. We are extremely excited. I can also say that this year will be the year of Terence Shinnery. I learned that the Industrial League, which is typically between the government agencies, that will start on April 25th. And that has been named in honor of Terence Shinnery. I spoke to the president of the U.S. Virgin Islands Baseball and Softball Federation. We call him Wonka. And he announced to me that their league will be named in honor of Terence Shinnery.
Amazing.
And our league that we will have this year will also be named in honor of Terence Shinnery, which begins on May 1st. So we'll begin with a recap of the championship games of last year. We'll do that on May 1st. We're changing up things a little bit. So we want to, similar to how in football and some of the college games, you see the athletes running through the tunnel. So instead of the traditional march pass, we'll just have the teams kind of bursting through center field and making their presence known in their own way. And we'll just be celebrating Shino on that day. His family will be here from the States, and we're going to make some presentations to his family and kick off the new league, the Terence Shinnery League. So that's on May 1st.
Well, viewers, just to note, the association has recently lost stalwarts members such as Terence Shinnery and Coy Fret, and will be paying homage to these members in a number of ways. Well, that's it, all we have for today's news roundup. Viewers, I'm Kamal Haynes. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you for joining us. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch and care? You don't say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today. A show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and, bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. This season, I'm taking you on an entirely different journey, from chefs to dancers, philanthropists, communications specialists, and much more. I'm heading outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Borgingada, Jasper Lake, not forgetting Antigata. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing, and I'm so proud. Get ready to reason, reflect, and redirect. We are the movers and shakers of this generation, and we ain't afraid to show it. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 3 by your